Hello and welcome to the Beer Joke Beer of the Week subscription. I'm Matt,
And I'm Luke.
and this is our Beer of the Week for the 20th of January 2022.
Yeah, so these videos are quite new for us for the Beer of the Week. We're going to be doing them every week. If you don't know what our Beer of the Week subscription is, it's something that we've been doing for 7 years, Matt.
7 years, Jesus.
7 years in March. So it's how Beer Joke started off. This is all we used to do, which is we send out beers to members all around the country, and every week they discover a brand new beer. And most of the beers are exclusive or they're rare. Lots of beers that have been brewed just for our members, or ones that we've imported just for our members.
Like this one.
And we send out an email each week telling you the story of the brewery, history of the beer style. We do food pairings. We do a music match every week in the email. And obviously we've got this video chatting a little bit about the beers. And it costs about $8 per week. That includes shipping, the beer, everything else. So it's a pretty great deal. If you're not signed up, get involved, and you can join us from next week to join us drinking next week's beer.
Yeah, and next week's beer is another exciting one, but we'll save that for next week's video.
Cheers.
Cheers. So this beer is, as we mentioned, a beer that we've imported exclusively for our members from a brewery called One Drop over in Sydney in Australia. And it's an XPA, which is probably the most Australian beer style.
XPAs are huge in Australia, and I guess they're quite easy drinking. They're light-bodied, but they still have a good whack of hops to them.
Yeah, it's kind of an evolution of the kind of classic American pale ale, but with the malt-based style right back. So you've got a bit more of a clean, crisp, refreshing finish to it there. You're getting kind of a little nice, kind of subtle honey note from the malt character there, and some really nice kind of passion fruit, stone fruit in the hops.
I remember when XPAs first started to become popular a few years ago, and there was a bit of confusion with breweries as to whether the extra meant like extra hoppy, as in is it like an elevated pale ale, or is it extra pale? So
Yeah, and there was
they went in two completely different directions. One was bigger flavours and one was lighter and easier drinking.
And there were even a few in the very early days where it was like it's extra, so it's stronger than an IPA. But it's like that's a double IPA. That doesn't make sense. But, but not many people cotton onto that one. But yeah, it's a really popular beer style over in Australia. I think that beers like Cooper's Sparkling Ale and Stonewall Pacific Ale have a lot to do with the kind of origins of XPA, with that kind of really kind of light, bright, sparkling, refreshing beer with a bit more hop character to it. And that's been taken on by people like, everyone brews one now. It's really popular, and it's particularly suited for places like Australia and weather like today where it's really hot.
Yeah, scorching in Auckland today, so
Yeah.
this beer's going down so nicely.
Yeah, and where a lot of those American pale ales and IPAs have kind of a bit more booze to them, a bit heavier on the malt character, which, while they're delicious, kind of cuts back on that drinkability a little. It's really kind of, it's almost like a Pilsner base to an extent. Kind of, it's a little bigger than that, but it's got that crisp bitterness. It's got that kind of light breadiness to it, and just it really allows the hops to sing.
Yeah, and it's a dry finish, it's moreish, you can sink a few cans of this. And it's a pretty normal beer. So we're not challenging you like we were last week with our double vanilla custard imperial pancake IPA, thick shake beer that we had. Which it was nice seeing some of the reviews of that in our Beer Joke group on Facebook. We've got the NZ Beer Jokes group on Facebook where we chat about a lot of the beers and reviews on Untapped and Instagram and everywhere else. I was surprised that it was overwhelmingly people really love that beer. I was surprised there wasn't more righteous outrage about it.
I mean, yeah, it was a super positive response, which we expected a bit more of a kind of Reinheitsgebot. This isn't really beer reaction to it, but yeah. We got a really positive response, and we've been chatting to guys at One Drop some more over the last couple of days about bringing in another import from them. So they've got some really exciting stuff on their lineup. One thing is they're known for their sours, and so we're hoping to get one of those into the subscription later in the year for you. We're just kind of working on what's available. But yeah, expect to see some more fantastic stuff from One Drop coming in the next few months as we line up some more Australian imports for this year.
But it's nice to see a brewery that really nails that extreme stuff that's like complete. It's not even pushing the boundaries, they're just like destroying and urinating on any possible boundary and just doing the most out there stuff. But also brewing some classics. This is fantastic. This is such a great XPA.
Yeah, and it's just kind of, it's an example of a brewery that's nailing everything they do. Their core range is just rock solid like this, and it's a great example of the style. But yeah, sometimes they're releasing a cherry slushy imperial sour, and we actually have a fantastic imperial stout that they brewed in collaboration with Pojala over in Estonia, which is a Davidson plum imperial stout called Pime Suvi, which if you haven't had that and you want something pretty extreme, kind of the opposite of the end of the spectrum from this, definitely check that one out as well while we've still got some.
Look, good work again, One Drop, second week in a row having beers, and absolutely killing it. So really, really happy with this latest import, and yeah, as Matt says, we'll be definitely bringing in some more One Drop beers for you to enjoy at some point soon.
Yeah, and yeah, as Luke said, if you want to see any more of us, you can join us on the Beer Jerk members group, and if you want to make sure you get this dropped into your feed every week, you can subscribe to us on YouTube. And
hey, I think we're up to 17 YouTube subscribers. Kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
blowing up.
Big time influencers.
Yeah.
And the other thing that place you can find us is on the Beer Jerk podcast. We've had a bit of a hiatus from the podcast with the absolute craziness of November, December for us with all our advent calendars, and it's just a nuts time of year, and then summer holidays. But we're going to be getting back on that train, recording probably tomorrow. So we're going to see some more episodes dropping there.
A bunch of interesting interviews lined up, interesting people, and just different focuses on different topics within beer and within brewing and within drinking.
And just some general shit chat from us. So
bit of shit chat.
Yeah. Until then.
We need to tell them about the Summer Smash.
Oh, we did need to tell you about the Summer Smash. If you like Summer Smashable beers like this, we are having a mini beer festival on Sunday at the Fridge and Flagon. We've got 12 incredible taps from 12 different breweries. Stuff like McLeod's 802, Batch IPL. We've got Raspberry Yuzu Seltzer from Garage Project. What else? We've got Pink Lemonade from Heyday.
We've got a DJ, we've got fish and chips,
yeah,
we've got good vibes.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. It's going to be nice and fun. Summery beers in our urban beer garden courtyard, and with some great music and some great food. And so yeah, if you're feeling the end of the summer holidays and the drive back into work crushing your soul, then come and get some of those summery vibes back. This Sunday, that is the 22nd, 23rd of January. It's January. At the Fridge and Flagon, that's 2 Shattuck Street in Eden Terrace, where we are right now. So,
and on the subject of New Year and New Year's resolutions, you may know that we do Beer Jerk Run Club, which is every single Monday. So we meet up here at the Fridge and Flagon every Monday at 5:30. We run for 5k, and then we drink some beers and chat.
It's a great time for masochists.
Yeah, I'm not into the running, but I am into catching up with friends and drinking the beers, and I guess it's good to get your heart rate up, I suppose, do a bit of exercise. It's the only exercise I do, it's something, right? Well, anyway, enjoy the One Drop Extra Pale Ale this week. Cheers from me.
Cheers from me.